We're here with Rafi Konsker, President and Master Plumber of Preferred Plumbing Solutions Incorporated, and we're going to talk today about clogged kitchen drains.
Many customers and or homeowners are always quite puzzled and appear to be very shocked when they have a clogged kitchen drain. Our technicians are constantly confronted with questions like, I don't understand why this happened, or we're so careful about what goes down the drain, or we make sure to scrape everything into the green bin, or nothing, we only allow clear water to go down, so on and so forth. Homeowners to understand that no matter how careful you think you are, it's almost impossible for just clean and clear water to be going down the kitchen drain system.
What are some common household items one should not put down a drain?
So essentially, whether you're rinsing off plates from dinner, whether you are rinsing out a pot or a pan from something you've cooked, even if you've wiped out the solid contents from it, there's always residual grease and residual bits of food and organic waste. A leftover food, a soup, some people think it's just a liquid. What people don't realize is anything that is not clean and clear water will do interesting things in your drain system. So grease is an easy one. You can have tiny bits of oil from a salad or from a meat or anything essentially, and just like if you put a pot of chicken soup in your fridge and then you take it out, you'll notice a layer at the top layer of that is like this thick, hard, coagulated grease. The same thing is happening in your drain. The solids and the organic waste will sit in the drain piping, and when they're sitting in there with cold water passing through them, even if it's hot water, that water is going to cool down quite quickly. That grease just sits in there and becomes solid.
What if you have a garburator or food waste disposal unit? Shouldn't that help grind up the food before it passes through my drain system?
Another thing is that a lot of customers will mention things like we have a food waste disposer or a garburator, and we put everything down. We always grind everything up and run lots of water. I don't know why we have a problem. Same idea. Even more so, we find that 85% roughly of our clients with garburators or any sort of food waste disposal units are way more likely to have clogged kitchen drains, because essentially it's a device that's putting food down your drain system, regardless how much it grinds it up. If it ground it up and sent it right to the city sewers, that'd be one thing, but it doesn't. So the fact is, from the point where the waste leaves your sink until it reaches the sewer city system is quite a long way. There's a lot of vertical and horizontal, essentially, linear footage of pipe or whatever you want to call it. There could be 100 feet before it reaches there or more. So essentially what's happening is 99% of the time the solids that are carried with the water will not pass through the whole drain system. So as you're finishing up whatever you're doing in that kitchen sink and you turn the faucet off and the water stops running, you're lucky if that food will run a few feet. You're lucky if that food will run horizontally up until the drain stack, which is the vertical portion, the larger portion of the drain system. And even if it does, it might fall down that stack and then end up in your drain lateral under the concrete, but it's sitting there. It rarely does all the solids carry all the way along. So multiply all the bits of food, all the grease, everything I've just told you, times however many times a day, depending on how many people are living in your house, how many residents, how many people living there essentially, times how many days, weeks, months, and years. It's almost impossible to live a lifetime in a house without having at least, at minimum, one main clogged drain issue.
What do you recommend on how to deal with a clogged kitchen drain?
So, essentially, the only true and effective way to deal with a clogged kitchen drain is to run either an electronic snake machine, like snake equipment, down the line, which will break up and disturb the clog, and the water will flow freely. But yet again, the internal walls of your pipe are still caked on very often with this accumulation of sludge, grease, organic waste, food debris, so on and so forth, even though water is flowing freely. So a much better solution, which we always recommend to our clients, is something called power jetting. Power jetting will essentially restore your drain piping to its original condition. It's a 1500 psi system, some are even more, with little nozzles at the end of this cable, and it actually goes in there and breaks up everything and actually cleans the internal walls of your piping system. Once that is done, a company like ours can give you actually quite a good warranty on that.
Can I do this on my own?
Well, I do not recommend for a homeowner to use a power jetter. I don't even recommend for a homeowner to use an electronic snake. But if you'd like to, you may, but it does, let's just say you become a lot better and more seasoned with experience. So it's better to have somebody who focuses on that for their livelihood to do that for you.
Thank you very much for your time. How could a homeowner get a hold of you for your services?
Anything else, give us a call. Preferred Plumbing, here to help, 905-597-8555. Thank you very much and have a lovely day.